and gentlemen. Today I am here with Steven Nyeko, aka Escodata. A brief into his CV. The man is very, very qualified. First of all, Steven, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
It's my pleasure to be here too.
So, a brief about Steven's, can I say CV? The man is the commission, the youth commission for the men, right? Yes, he was.
Not men only, men and women, the girls under 18. That is my docket.
Okay, so the man was elected, was it late last year?
Last year.
And you were unopposed?
Early last year, February, around February 5th, 7th, yeah.
So what inspired you, what pushed you to become the youth commission for FUBA?
There were a lot of programs that I felt like I wanted to involve myself with the youth, and having coached the youth and coached the young lads, I felt there was need to improve on some programs to make sure we can have a lot of players that we can tap into the national team and to make better for also our league.
Okay, so that post that you hold definitely means you've been around for a long time. Looking at your CV, you've been around. You've worked with high school teams, Vienna College, you were champions. You've worked with KCCA, you've worked with Livingstone, you've worked with Bushcourt, where you are champions, two-time champions in Div 3 and Div 2, and you took the team to the NBL. Then, of course, you worked with KCCA.
From 2016, with lower division, then we went to the next where we were champions, then to the NBL.
Oh my God, so Steven is the man of the people. I remember during the elections, you went unopposed. On social media, Facebook, Twitter, when the posts were put up, like for gentlemen outside there to apply for, they had Steven is going to compete with them, and they just pulled out. People just pulled out because they knew this man we can't compete against him. So anyway, tonight's show we're going to talk about the season so far, transfers, the coronavirus, what FUBA is planning for us. So briefly, can we talk about the coronavirus, how it has affected the league?
Yeah, the coronavirus has affected the league in a big way because we now have to push the league further. We don't know when. As of yesterday, we're waiting for the directive from the president. I actually happened to sit on the EXCOM page and the EXCOM of FUBA. So we were waiting for that directive. So when that directive came, we had to also postpone the league. So we are postponing until further notice. But there's a big gap because right now we have a lot of events happening. There's under 18 around June. Then there's the women's Zone 5 qualifiers coming through. So all those are hanging in balance right now. And we are late by schedule. We want by the time we finish the league, maybe we have time for these other engagements. There's also Zone 5 for the men also happening in November. So by the time they go for the November, the league is done. But with this coronavirus issue, I doubt we shall be done.
So definitely when players are in camp, they spend a lot of money, so they were very excited about the start of the league, and the league has just been pushed indefinitely. So I'm very sure they may go back into camp. That means they are going to spend a lot. Of course, it wasn't planned. Don't you think it's going to affect teams financially?
No doubt.
And in terms of preparation for the league?
No doubt. In terms of preparation, it's going to affect the teams, the clubs. In terms of financial constraint, it's going to hit hard the managers and the members who try to make sure these teams and the players survive, because this is something that has just come up when we actually at the brink of starting the league. So it's very unfortunate, but yeah, we are there, and life first. We have to take care of life first, and then the games will come later.
Let's look at it in a FUBA angle. I know FUBA deals with some service providers, like the Quick Tap organization. I don't know how FUBA as an organization deals with those service providers. Do you pay before the service, or I don't know? Just try to explain.
We pay for the service rendered. So for now, we we are getting to bring on board all the service providers.
You're not yet paid anything?
We are not yet paid anything. So for now, we don't have so much to worry. Yeah, because we're waiting. As the league kicks off, then we can now bring in QuickTap, we can bring the other service providers and all that. But now, nothing has yet gone to book. So
I heard you talk about FUBA preparing for some events to happen this year.
Then we have the Women Zone 5 qualifiers also being hosted here around August. Then we also have November. The November is basically for Zone 5, the men. It's going to be in Kigali. So we are in preparations to see how we can have all those tournaments run.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember last year we hosted some nations, some teams. I remember there was Egypt, there was Kenya, and I think at the end of the day, Kenya ended up victorious.
Yeah.
Uganda was knocked out. We never really performed so well. So are there any preparations to organize players for the upcoming events? Because I think it was a disappointment. Generally, Uganda never performed well. In the past, there used to be a lot of rivalry between Uganda and Kenya. Kenya is now a very big step ahead of us.
Yeah.
So what are the organization federation's plans regarding improvement in the national team preparations?
Of course, the national team committee has been tasked with that role of making sure this year we do perform very well. I think we have learnt our lessons from the past Zone 5. So I'm pretty much sure the national committee is trying their level best to make sure they identify the right players or the much more improved players in the different positions who are lacking, and this time to have quick preparations in terms of training and where we want to achieve. So I am positive that will happen.
Now, thank you so much. Personally, I think one of our biggest weaknesses as a nation is organizing teams. Just let me say 2-3 weeks before the start of any tournament. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are thinking about working on that.
No, what is happening right now is there are preparations, let's start from the grassroots, that's the under 16, both girls and boys, under 18 girls and boys, and then going to the seniors. Of course, we cannot say we are having them every time in camp, but we have sessions that we call the team that is selected from the 30. I think they've been cut down to around 15. So they have occasion, like maybe a weekend or so, teams are brought, they compete, they train, and then teams that are in high school, players that are in high school, we cannot keep having them all the time. So once in a while we have them, so that there is continuity.
Okay, so I am very excited you're here with me today. You are the youth commissioner of FUBA. That when I hear about that, the only thing that rings into my head is development of basketball in Uganda. Let me talk about high school basketball. We had, in the past, there was Norman Blick. Those are the legends, the people who have done it like so big in the Ugandan basketball league. Norman Blick, Stephen Omond, Isaac Afidra, Ben Komakej, Ivan Enabu, just to mention a few. Those are stars who are produced from high school, came into the league, really excelled. What are the plans for FUBA as a whole regarding the high school basketball?
Regarding high school, number one is we are trying to put up grassroots development. Okay, nurturing talent from the start, from the youth. We have the Jamboree mini basketball tournament that happens now for primary schools. We have them to introduce the young lads to the game of basketball. From there we can get talent. Then we have the secondary schools league that we are trying to push to open up. The university league also is supposed to be underway. We're just trying to finish up a few things here and there. There are always nationals for the different regions and for the high schools. We are trying to we are trying to make sure it it's done the right way. In the past, we are playing 3 minutes, a quarter, so you cannot express yourself as a player, you know.
Yeah.
3 minutes is not enough, so we're trying to make sure we have more time. We have more time. We have sat down with the committees that run the high school nationals and the qualifiers, and progress is being made to make sure at least we have a meaningful tournament where we can properly see and identify talent and build into the national team. There are also various academies that have come up.
Yeah.
Of course, you mentioned the legends. The legends also, Jimmy Enabo, Ben Komakej, Norman Blick, all these have ventured into academies. There's High Hoops, there's Pro, there's Rising Stars,
O12,
all
Tropical
these,
Royals.
yes,
Yeah.
happening in Nakawa. So these academies are helping nurture talent, introduce people to the game of basketball. I'm positive if we continue pushing and encouraging, first of all, the parents to bring their kids to these academies, and we are in check. Of course, we are trying to now monitor. It's not about just coming up and saying, I have an academy, I want to do this and this. No, there are guidelines to it, so that we are in proper check to see where we want to direct the game of basketball.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a tricky question. I know this one is out of control. Like FUBA has no control over this. The truth is, every kid outside there loves basketball. But as long as you're a kid and you still stay in your parents' house, you can't just play without permission from your parents.
Yeah.
Is FUBA trying to convince parents and let them know basketball is a sport that can grow the kids?
We are trying to bring together parents, the sport, and the players, so that it's easy to ask for permission. It's easy to know where the kid is going. I can tell you for a fact that normally when you are taking these kids for these competitions, there are things they ask for, like birth certificates, all those things. You're not going to tell a kid to go and just steal it or something.
Yeah.
There is consent. Then we also have, we request for consent from the parents to, if they have really accepted the kids to go. We request consent from the primary schools, the secondary schools, where these kids come from, so that we are together in this. In that way, the parents get to love the sport, get to trust us with their kids. So many of them have come to the office to ask for what is there for our kids, what's there to do this, and we explain to them. And I'm positive and I'm very happy that we are moving along with the parents. So